Greenville University with our studios of Show After the Show. Jeremy and Onisha is along with us, Goldsmith. They're from the Commission School of Creative Purpose. And I understand, Jeremy, you're from Greenville, so this is home for you.
Yeah, pretty much, but I'm originally from Oconee County. So I grew up in Oconee County.
Okay.
All the way up through high school.
Yeah, that's not too far away.
Not too far, about 45 minutes.
Yeah, so upstate is like you've always been.
Yeah, always been in the upstate, yes, sir.
What was it like growing up here for you?
It was pretty much. I feel like a country boy somewhat. So, but it was I had a great childhood. A lot of great friends. Surrounded by a lot of family.
Right.
And so I grew up having a great family, friends, and just enjoyed my environment.
I understand you met your wife in a very cool and unique way.
Yes. We both met actually doing ministry. We met at a church conference, and when I saw her, I pretty much knew that she was the one.
He was staring at me. I was doing push-ups, actually, and that
For real?
For real.
Yes. Preparing for ministry.
That caught his eye.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool. So when did you guys actually know this was it? Were you convinced right off the bat? Because Jeremy was.
I was. I knew.
Oh, yes, she knew.
You know how
You see how confident that is?
Yes,
That's
yes.
good.
She knew.
you know how people say you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you actually do know. So
Yeah.
that's what happened for us.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're both are PKs, which is preacher's
We
kid, in case you
are.
don't know
Yes,
that.
Yes.
we both preacher's kid. I grew up not only as a preacher's kid, but my parents had a nonprofit organization where we helped support. Where you would support at-risk youth.
Oh, great.
And so we had an opportunity. I had an opportunity to see it in church as well as helping and serving the community. So I grew
So you've
up,
always been involved in helping people.
always been involved in ministry or in serving the community. Always, yes.
Yep.
And you were a preacher's kid, too, so what was your background like?
I am. So I'm a military brat.
Okay.
I went to high school overseas. I lived in Italy for 6.5 years.
No way.
My parents had a church there in Italy. Then they had a church in Africa, and then we found ourselves here in Greenville. So they pastored the Rock Church of Greenville. So I guess I'm from here now. I've been here for probably about 20 years. So, yeah, grew up doing ministry most of my life.
So was high school in, where'd you say, Italy?
Italy,
What
yes.
was that like, going to high school in a completely different nation?
It was beautiful, the fashion capital of the world.
Oh.
I actually have my own design company, so it was a great experience for me.
And then you went to Africa from
Well,
Italy.
I didn't go, but my parents did.
Okay.
I went from Italy and came here to Greenville, South Carolina.
And you say, you go do that church thing in Africa. I'm staying here. I got
right,
Jeremy.
yes.
Okay. And so you both are very into helping people run their church, because that's why you have Commission School of Creative Purpose. So tell me a little bit about this.
Well, our main focus is the creative arts and the marketplace ministry community. So we both have grown up in the arts and heavily involved in the arts, but we're also entrepreneurs. And so we took those two things, and even before we met each other, we were both in arts ministry. I had been a youth pastor for a number of years, a creative arts pastor for a number of years. And when we met each other, we actually became praise and worship leaders. And so we were both heavily involved in the arts, but outside of church, we had a lot of entrepreneurial and business type of ministry that we did as well. So our school of ministry / worship, arts, business, and marketplace ministry, that is our focus. So we work with churches, but we primarily work with artists or creative people, as well as people in business and marketplace ministry.
How do you work with them differently? Because each one is a different part of ministry.
Most definitely. We try to help them focus on two things: their natural gifts and talents, as well as their spiritual gifts. Not just working with their hands, but working with the gifts on the inside that God has given them. How to identify it, and how to activate it, and how to deploy it for God's kingdom.
Your school is growing. You've done this for, is this the third year or fourth year?
Yeah, we're going into the third year, yes.
So what can we expect when everything is up and going? The next, I guess you call it a semester?
Yes, we run our academic calendar just like a regular school, just like a regular college. So we go from August, we'll go from August from this year to March of 2020. And so what can people expect? You can expect training, education, development, deployment. We don't only focus on the classroom, but a lot of our students go out and do things in the community. So we give them a community assignments, work with local nonprofits, working with some of our homeless shelters, some of those things like that. And so they can expect a lot of active ministry work.
And we also have online classes as well. So It's kind of like on campus and online classes incorporated together. So very easy on the schedule. We know that people, have lives outside of ministry. So that's kind of one of our focuses as well. So you can expect to do some online training, but also come to campus.
Yes.
How was this birthed? I'm very curious of the conversation.
Wow. Well, so how was it birthed? Once again, we were both heavily involved in youth ministry, praise and worship, creative arts ministry. And so that's actually how we met. We were on the same program doing ministry in dance. And so
did God plop it? Whose mind did this plop into first?
Well, ironically, we were both believed that we were called to open up a school of ministry even before we met each other.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
so
that
cool.
was part of our conversation when we would talk. We said, hey, I feel called to open a school of ministry. And she said, yeah, I do too. And so once again, that was confirmation of our relationship that we felt like we were supposed to be together.
But it started out actually with a dance conference that we did, an annual dance conference called Dance Crucifixion, where we brought artists together, whether they were dancers, whether they were visual artists, painters, wherever God dealt with them as far as arts ministry. So we held an annual conference, teaching, training, and then it kind of just grew from there. And we just felt the need to go beyond having something once a year. We felt that God was calling us to do this all year round.
And not only that, but we felt that there was somewhat of a gap in Greenville County. Anytime we wanted to get any type of training or education, specifically in arts ministry, we had to travel to Atlanta or to Charlotte. And we say, you know what, there's something missing in Greenville. And we felt that specific training for artists was and marketplace ministers was missing. And we said, God, we need something in Greenville. And we felt God was saying, well, why don't you start it?
Yeah.
That's great.
And so that's why we started it.
I'm so glad you did. And August is coming up quick.
Yes,
sir.
it is.
Yeah. So if you want to know anything about the Commission School of Creative Purpose, I encourage you, click on the link that's provided on this page. We'll hook you up with the Goldsmiths, and they're going to treat you very, very well. And wait till you see what you'll be able to do to advance the kingdom because you've gone through this ministry. Yes. Thank you for joining us for Show After the Show. We'll see you next time.